You guys are. Ready. All right. Welcome to the January 8th, 2024 meeting of the Riverfront Advisory Committee. Thank you everyone for being here. Hope everyone had a good holiday. Start with the minutes from December 11th meeting. I had just sat with Joe and made just two corrections, one to Aiden Barry's name and one to John Gregg's last name. So those were the two edits I had. I don't know if anyone else had any other edits or comments or additions. Kind of hearing none, I guess I would make a motion to approve as amended.
Second it? Oh.
Super second. All in favor?
Aye.
Who did the second?
Ingrid.
I know the super second.
Awesome. Again, thanks, Joe, for taking care of that. Just extremely helpful. So, new business. I'm actually glad Bart's here to maybe help me a little bit with this, but just wanted to give a brief recap to the first meeting I was able to attend for the Master Plan Committee, which was last December 13th, right after our meeting, and the next one is this Wednesday. So we'll always kind of be on that interval, it seems like, of meeting 2 days after this meeting. The open space chapter is still up. Is that survey still live? Still up. Okay. So
Just did it.
perfect. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't done it yet, your neighbors haven't done it yet, random people you walk by on the street haven't filled out. So that's covering kind of open space, some riverfront concepts, and then there's going to be another survey out in May 2024, kind of covering other topics as well. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to fill it out yet, please track that down and give some input. So one thing that was discussed at the master plan committee was the concept of maybe not having the riverfront be a dedicated chapter within the master plan, but as more of a theme, something that's kind of underpinning a lot of different chapters, which is an interesting concept. I think it had good discussion and debate when it came up at the meeting, but that's sort of how things are trending, is that the riverfront will be kind of mentioned and kind of woven throughout as a concept of something that the town understands as a valuable resource and something to be promoted. I've hit that correctly, I guess.
So one of the major themes is getting more direction from the planning director. Get more direction from the planning board on how chapters will be, what they'll look like, what they're composed of. Will there be some kind of consolidation of current chapters into one? So basically what the subcommittee is asking the planning board is to give them direction on, this is what we're proposing as for chapters, what chapter composition will look like. And then as Sam mentioned, that one of the concepts was, maybe the riverfront's a theme, so we're going to have some thematic themes throughout the master plan update within each chapter. So, I think based on internal conversation, since the last meeting and then talking to the consultants, Stratford Regional, we thought maybe based on the RSAs, we're going to try to more advocate for a chapter of riverfront for itself instead of as a theme. I think right now that makes a little more sense, just based on what is allowed by the RSA. So that was kind of an update since then, Sam.
Okay, so that
yeah.
is kind of changing.
It's kind of changed, yeah. So I think we're going to put our foot forward with its own chapter. And if the planning board agrees, great. If not, then we'll go back to drawing board. But really, we're just looking for guidance from them, which will happen tomorrow. So,
Okay, I was going to say that's still tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I mean, is there enough to even say that warrants its own chapter, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's kind of almost like a visioning in itself in the chapter. There's many different aspects of what we can, put into that chapter, like recreation. So, you kind of probably taking bits and pieces from different chapters and add it into its own. So, the statute allows for like a community design, it's called. So, focus on a specific area in town and kind of, plan it out a little further. So, yeah.
I think it would fit in with, like Conservation Commission, a bunch of other things.
Yeah, exactly. It touches a lot, it's kind of like in a way a theme, but it'll fit better as its own chapter, I think. So, we think.
Bart, is it, excuse me, is it fair to say that having it have its own chapter, this rewrite of the master plan doesn't mean that it's always a different chapter, or